Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Tiny Codes. In this tutorial we're going to talk about switch case statement. So we're just going to add on what we already know about switch case statement. So if you haven't seen any video of me doing switch case statement, I'll put the links in the description below and you can start there. So today, like I said, we're doing switch case statement. So basically what we'll be doing today, we're going to build a program that will check how many days are there in a month. So I was just going to enter a year of their choice and also a month, and then the computer is going to console out how many days are there in that month. So this should be pretty interesting. So before we start, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment in the comment section, and also share this video to anyone who you think might be interested in learning C++, and let's get right into it. So like I said before, we're going to deal with switch case statement and also ternary statement, so ternary control statement. And if you don't know what ternary statement is, you have to watch my first video. I'll put the link in the description below so that you can start and watch that and you can come back to this video. So what we'll need from our users, we're going to need them to enter a year and also enter a month, so in numbers. So they're going to enter if like 2020 03 for March, whatever they want to input. So we need to declare integer data types variables. So we're going to say int year and also month. And now we have to prompt our user to enter month and a year. So we have to tell our user to enter a month and a year. We're going to use our cout command. Cout please enter year and month. Okay, so I should put in brackets in numbers so that they know that they should put them in numbers, not in words. So in digits. And I also think we should put in the format so that they know which format they should use. So we're going to say year and then month. So I think this is pretty much user friendly. Our user is going to know that they should enter the year and month in digits and they should put in year and then month. So let's enter our end line, and then we have to save whatever the user has entered inside our year and month variables. So we're going to say cin year and month. So now that we've received all the inputs that we need, all the data that we need from the user has entered a year and then also a month. So they want to know how many days are in this year of this month. So now what we have to do is to try and figure out a way to check for that and console out the answer. So that's we're going to use our switch case statement. So another thing that we need to consider is we have leap years. So in leap years we have 28 days or 29, I'm not sure which is which, but we have to know that there are years which February has 28 days and years which February has 29 days. So we have to take that in consideration and try to figure out a code that's going to help us figure out year of February has 29 days and which year of February has 28 days. So to do that, this is the formula over here. So I'm just gonna, let me just copy it over here. Yeah, so let me just comment it out. So this formula says year modulated by 4 is equals to 0 and year modulated by 100 is not equal to 0, or year modulated by 400 is equals to 0. So this is the parameters for trying to figure out if the year is a leap year or not. So these parameters or this condition actually says if the year that the user has entered modulated by 4 is equals to 0 and year modulated by 100 is not equal to 0, or year modulated by 400 is equals to 0. So if this meets this condition, which means that year is a leap year. So we're going to use this condition to try and figure out if that year is a leap year or not. So like I said, we're going to use our switch case statement. So our syntax is switch and then we put in open and close parentheses, and inside this open and close parentheses we put in a variable that we want to switch on. So the variable that we're switching on actually is our month. So Ankiri, we wanna try and figure out how many days are there in our months, and then we're going to say case 2. So our case 2, that's the tricky part. That's our second month, which is our February. So in this case, we need to figure out first if the month or if the year that the user has entered is a leap year or not. So we need to use this condition here to try and figure out if the year that the user has entered is a leap year. So if the year is a leap year, so if this condition is false, then the year is not a leap year, there's 28 days. And if this condition is true, which means that year it's a leap year and it has 29 days. So we need to copy this and paste it here. So now I think you can see what we're doing actually here. So now we're doing a ternary operator. So if you do not know about ternary operators, like I said, I'll put the link in the description so that you can first watch that video and come back. So this we could also do it with if else statement, but I want you guys to understand more about switch case statement, so I'm gonna use switch case statement. So we have our condition over here, and then we're gonna put in our question mark here. So after our question mark, we have to put in what the computer should console out if this condition is true. So if this condition is true, we're going to say cout 29 days. So we can just say cout 29 days, and then, or we can just say the month has 29 days so that it's more representable. So this is for when the situation is true, so which means if this condition is true and our year is a leap year. So if this condition is false, we're gonna put in our colon here, and then we're gonna put in what we want to be consoled out if the condition is not met, so which means if the condition is false. So we're gonna say cout the month has 28 days. So the month has 28 days. So now we pretty much have covered our case 2. So we've covered our month, our February month. So after this, we need to put in a break statement. So we're gonna say break and then semicolon. So to explain this again, we could have used if else statement. So we could have said if this condition is true, cout this, and if it's false, so else cout this. But then we can also use ternary statement, which is shorter and it's gonna look more neat. So in our ternary statement, we put in open and close parentheses, and then we put in our condition, we put in a question mark, and then after the question mark, we put in what we want to be consoled out if the condition is met, and then after this colon, we put in what we want to be consoled out if the condition is not met, so if the condition is false, and then we put in our break statement. So now we have to cover months that have 30 days, so which means our April, our June, our August, our October, those months that have 30 days. So let's cover in our April month, so our 4th month. So we're going to say case 4, so which means case number 4, which means our 4th month. So we're going to say case 4, and put in our colon, and then we're going to write out what we want the computer to console out if the user has entered a 4th month. So we're going to say out the month has 30 days. So the month has 30 days, and we're gonna put in our break statement. And then we're gonna do again for our June month, which is our 6th month. So we're gonna say case 6, and put in our colon, and we're gonna say cout the month has 30 days. and then we're gonna put in our break statement. Break. So I'm gonna continue and do for all the months that have 30 days. Guys, I went ahead and did for all our 30 days months. So we have April, we have June, we have September, and we also have November. So now we've pretty much covered for the days that have 30 days. So we've pretty much covered the months that have 30 days. Now to cover those that have 31 days. So we're going to say case 1 for our January, and we're gonna say see out okay, the month has 31 days, and then we're gonna put in our break comment so that it breaks this. And then we also have our case 3, which is our March. See out the month has 31 days, and we're gonna put in our break statement. So I'm just gonna continue and do all the months that have 31 days. So I went ahead, you guys, and did for all our months which have 31 days. So from January, March, July up until December. So now we pretty much covered all the months that we have in a year. So now we have to cover for when the user entered invalid numbers. So they entered maybe months 13, which we do not have. So that's why we're going to use our default statement. So we're going to say default and put in our colon, and we're going to say see out. You know, I don't like people who do this, right? So if you have been following on this channel, you know I don't like people who enter invalid numbers. So I'm just being polite now and saying invalid numbers, but in my mind, you want to know what's in my mind right now. So you're just gonna say invalid numbers because high. So we have invalid numbers, see out invalid numbers. So this is for the case where the user decides to enter months that do not exist, like 15, 18, 20, and yeah. Now we're pretty much done, you guys. We have declared our year and month variable. We prompt the user to input all the details that we need. We stored all the details inside the required variables, and then we used our switch case statement so that we can try and determine which month and year did the user enter and how many days are there in that particular month. And then we use our switch case statement. We switched on our month year because we're checking how many days are there in each month. So we're switching on our month variable. And then we used this ternary statement to figure out to figure out if the year that the user has entered is a leap year or not. Then we have our syntax here. We have open close parentheses. We have our argument here, and then we have our question mark, and then what we want the computer to console out if the month that the user has entered correspond to this. So if it's true, the computer is going to console out this, and if it's false, the computer is going to console out this. And then we covered all our 30 days months, and we also covered all our 31 days, and we also covered for those users who decide to enter a month that does not exist. We covered that too. So let's run our project and see. So it says please enter year and month and in digits, and we also have how we should enter the year. So we're going to enter the year. So I'm going to enter year 2021, and then for our months I'm going to enter 2 just for control. So let's run and see. the month has 28 days. So I'm not sure if this year we had 28 days, if it was a leap year or not. I literally do not know, but according to our program, it says this year was not a leap year, so it had 28 days. So our project works really fine. So now I'm gonna show you something else, guys, because now you see that in our 30 days we have the same statements here. So what we could do, we could delete all of this. We could delete all of this. So now that we have deleted all of these and we only left with one statement for 30 days, it's still going to work perfectly, because what the computer is going to do, if the user has entered if the user has entered month April, the computer is going to come and check here, and it sees there's no statement. It's gonna come to case 6 and sees no statement, comes to case 9 and sees no statement, and when it comes to case 11, it's going to see this statement and it's gonna console out this statement and break. So either way, all these months do have 30 days, so this code of line is applicable to month 4, 6 and 9. So there's no break, so the switch statement is going to switch on all of these until it sees a comment or it sees a code of line, and it's going to console out that and it's gonna break. So I can do this for all of these again. So I'm gonna delete all of this. So like I said, even in the months that have 31 days, if the user enters one of these months, it's going to switch on and switch on until it finds a code, and it's gonna console out this code and break. So for 31 days, for all the 30 days, the switch breaks here, so it breaks on our 11th month, and for all the 31 days the switch breaks here on our December. So even if we're missing a lot of code, it's going to work perfectly, because this statement is applicable to every 30 days and this statement is applicable to every 31 days. So let's run our project and see if it still works fine. So it says please enter a month and a year. So I'm going to enter 2021, and for my year I'm going to enter, which month is this? It's October, so I'm going to enter 10, and it says the month has 31 days. So like I said, it's going to work perfectly even though we're missing we're missing some code, because it's going to switch on until it finds a month, a code, and then it's gonna break. So it didn't put any break statement in here, so it's going to switch on and switch on until it sees a code and then a break. So that is all for today, guys. So in my next video I'm going to finally talk about operators, so that you guys can understand our operators and how they work. And I've been receiving a lot of requests about that, because I've been using operators and I did not show you guys how they work. So in my next video I'm going to show you guys our operators and our most basic operator, because we have plenty of operators, but in my next video I'm going to show you the basic operators that you're going to use, just like this and equal to and not and or. So all these operators, I'm going to explain them properly in my next video. So click that notification bell so that you can be notified when I publish that video. If you have seen value in this video, like this video, comment in the comment section, subscribe to my channel, share this video. Thank you for watching.